Hello, YouTube. Hello, MGTOW. Hello, Red Pill. This is Red Pill in the Wind. And I'm gonna tell you a little something about husbands and wives back then, and husbands and wives today. Husbands were able to use the breadwinning. If you look at leave it, what did most of the breadwinning back then? Basically, if you look at Leave It to Beaver, he would be the advice. The man would be the advice that passed down to the son and the daughter or the neighborhood, depending on what type of setting you're dealing with. Would basically be the person who teaches the son basic life skills, just how to regulate their emotions, how to regulate their emotions. The grandfather, the grandmother, like I said, after the children are grown, you're able to go to college. You're able to bring back knowledge into the fucking household so that the grandchildren can have a better life. Your job as a parent isn't done even after you die. Your job as a freaking parent isn't done. And let me tell you why Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why that back then the woman's job was to cook, to clean, to make sure how the household is taken care of, the children are taken care of. Because women back then knew the ravenous beast, knew how to tend the ravenous beast that is locked inside of every single man. The ravenous fucking beast that is locked into every single man that has ever been hungry in the day, that has ever touched hunger a day in their life. Any man that has touched hunger knows that there's a ravenous beast that once it's awakened, and once they finally sedate that beast, it's not sleeping. It's just chilling. It's not sleeping. It's chilling. That beast does not ever sleep. Does that beast only sleep when the man is asleep? Back then, they cooked good food. They cooked good food. They kept that beast fed. They kept that beast ready to go again for the next day. That's why the man worked hard, so that they didn't go hungry, and their kids didn't go hungry. And what these little girls believing they believe in this goddamn new government crap, this communist government crap. I don't call them women. I call them girls. I don't care how old they are. They're girls, little freaking grown girls. And these little goddamn little boy complexes and little boys that they have, basically cheering them on, the simps. What these people don't understand is, and it's gonna be brought up in the next freaking next shit at the fan. These little girls don't understand the ravenous beast. There's a valid reason why the key to a man's heart is through his stomach and his balls. Why I said that? Basically, because any man today that grew up like me, that knows hunger, not starving, but a mild discomfort from hunger. A mild discomfort from hunger. The discomfort from being hungry. Not starving, but hungry. That awakens on a monster on epic proportions that make you want to basically disavow the government as Big Daddy. Because once you accomplish that, every man's been hungry before. I guarantee you, most of these women will rethink their stance on feminism. Most of these women will rethink their stance on Big Daddy government. Most of these women will rethink their stance on a lot of things. Because now they will understand that their job is to keep this ravenous beast, this ravenous freaking animal, at bay or sedated. Then they know they'll never put it back to sleep. But they will make sure that their kids never awaken that beast. They will make sure that their children will never awaken that beast. Because that beast is hungry. That beast will do whatever it takes to get fed. Will do whatever it takes to get fed. You take food off of my plate, I will do whatever it takes to put food back on my plate. Now, I was never starving. I never starved. But I've been hungry before. Oh yeah, I've been hungry. I can't count the times that I was hungry. I can't, I mean, shoot, I had a freaking, have you ever lived, I lived in a 2002 Jeep Wrangler before, on the streets. 2002 Jeep Wrangler, 5-speed manual, no cruise control. You know, I remember them days. I remember them days dodging the freaking cops. Parked in places I ain't supposed to be parked in, back of the Walmart. That 2002 blue Jeep Wrangler. Dark blue Jeep Wrangler. I remember them days. Coming out the Marine Corps. Look, ducking and dodging the goddamn borough police. Hungry. Angry. Basically putting like $20 of gas a week. So, I mean, not driving far from the job site. I remember them days. I remember being hungry. I remember being desperate. I remember working, taking bird baths so that I could still go to work and have a freaking job. Distancing myself from people. I remember the day where I basically decided to sign a contract back with the National Guard because I was hungry. I was angry and hungry. I remember them days. I remember them days after I was struggling before I would join the military, that I was hungry, I was angry, I was pissed off. I remember that day. I remember them days. I remember them days, even in the National Guard, I was living in my freaking Jeep. So don't go ahead and tell me I don't know what it's like to be hungry. I don't know what it's like to be starving. I remember the ravenous beast that I was. What, you think I joined the freaking Marine Corps to be to serve God, country, and court? No, I joined the Marine Corps to die. And maybe take a few bodies with me. That's what hunger can do to a man. That's just a mild version of it. But hunger can drive a man to do great things. Hunger drove men to the moon, into space, to the stars. Hunger drove men to invent great inventions so that they didn't starve and their children didn't starve. Hunger not only basically encouraged men, but encouraged women to do better for their children. Encouraged women to literally have the funds to say, sweetie, you don't have to do this anymore. Just, I understand. Just do this for me. Do this for me, and you don't have to freaking do this anymore. That's what hunger drove men and women to do. They drove men and women to do better. Not only just hunger, situations, maternal instincts, paternal instincts, motherly instincts, fatherly instincts. that want to do better for their children, drove them to drove men that when asked to bring home the scraps from work so they can make something out of nothing. It has driven men to do great things. Madame Curie, with maternal instincts. Look up Madame Curie. Look at Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy frickin' Lamarr. 2 women. In fact, make it easier. There's a term for the guidance system in the military, in the F-18 jets. We call her bitchin' Betty. But we affectionately call her bitchin' Betty. We love her. The freaking pilots love her. The male pilots love her. Wait, it's a male. We make nicknames for each other that are messed up because we love them, because we care about each other. We care about something. We care about a person. People in the military, people in screwed up freaking situations will make nicknames for people because they love them, because they kind of fell in love with the person. They kind of enjoyed it. Basically, any pilot that has been in an F-18, I can almost guarantee you that if it's not bitchin' Betty in that cockpit, it feels strange. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, that's a female voice in that cockpit. That's, better yet, Hedy Lamarr. That is a female voice in that cockpit. That is a female voice in your GPS. Molly Pitcher. Molly Pitcher. Do you know how many of you women know who Molly Pitcher is? How many of you women know who Molly Pitcher is? How many of you women knew that Molly Pitcher earned the respect of the soldiers during the Revolutionary War? During the Revolutionary War, Molly Pitcher carried huge jugs of water to the soldiers on the front line during battle. And when her husband collapsed, she basically manned the freaking cannons. The medical miracle of Madame Curie. The windshield wiper, the lady who basically asked for the husband who worked at a rubber plant to bring home his scraps so that she can make windshield wipers. The woman who made the freaking trash can, the trash can lid that goes up and down, so that she didn't have to touch the trash can and lift it up. A lot of men in the manosphere only focus on the negative things about women's accolades of the negativity. I like to focus on the things, not only the negative, but I also like to focus on the positive, and I like to repeat them over and over and over again. I'm not doing this just for men, I'm doing this just for women as well. Do better, both parties. I'm disappointed in both parties. I'm disappointed in men and women. I'm disappointed in both men and women. I'm calling out men and women. There's just a few of the great women that freaking lived in history. I not only look at the freaking accolades of men, I also look at the accolades of women. Because we've had them, but you'll believe it or not, women can do some pretty terrible things too. The Mistress of Death in the 1930s in Germany during World War II did some horrible things, did some things that would make the most freaking inhumane man blush. That would make the most inhumane man of any point in history. Of any point in history. Cringe. Boudicca, a barbarian ruler who basically was able to show that the Roman Empire can be brought down to its knees. She was a freaking Celtic general, a Britannia general, who was able to bring the Roman Empire to their knees. Think about it. A Roman legion of well-disciplined soldiers were able to be outmaneuvered, outflanked by a female general who was motivated for their daughters, who was motivated because of the cruelty that her children faced, her daughters to be specifically, who was able to rally the Britannic tribes to her. Under her. Went into the maw of the beast. And you think that that's just some of the freaking things in history. There's women in the Victorian era that have done things that are just so freaking outlandishly, ridiculously evil. So there you have it. Both parties have done evil, but there's something that where women are better at it. Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake. I'll leave you with that one. I'll leave you with that one. The many queens of England. I'll leave you with that point in history. Let you research that on your own. This is Red Pill in the Wind. And I'm not going to stop. I don't stop learning. And I won't stop learning the accolades and the freaking atrocities that both men and women have committed. Men may have committed the most atrocities, but women are more creative with it. We may have numbers on our side, but we don't have the nearly amount of creativity of the atrocities that women are able to commit. You know, we don't have nearly. Oh, better yet, my favorite, the Viet Cong sniper that was taken out. That Vietnam sniper. This is the modern times. The Viet Cong sniper that literally maimed, disfigured, freaking American Marines or GIs and Marines, any freaking any American soldiers that she got her hands on. And she maimed them right outside the base so that the Marines can hear their screams. so that the Marines can hear their screams. So that the Marines can hear their screams. War crimes. They're capable of committing that. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to do my best to leave you with that. This is Red Pill in the Wind. Signing off.